Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on both The Flash Season 3 as well as Supergirl Season 2. Now, if you saw my video last weekend on those first look set photos from, the set of The Flash and Supergirl musical crossover, you would know that I said they would be filming this for a longer period of time than a normal episode, as cast members from the other shows, in this case Legends of Tomorrow and Supergirl, would still need to film their episodes for their regular seasons. And due to this, more set photos would slowly dribble out as they film more stuff. And that is what has happened, and these set photos are pretty damn interesting, but also slightly confusing at the same time. So we will go over the photos as well as some other information provided by the source who got said photos, which I will leave linked in the description below, so go to their Twitter if you want to. But if you don't want any sort of spoiler from these photos or information, then feel free to click off the video now. I completely understand if you want to do that. If you are still here, awesome, but if you want to leave a like on the video, it'd be very much appreciated, just to show your support for the channel and this video, as well as letting me know in the comment section below what you think of all these photos, what do you think's going on, what are you looking forward to most from this crossover. And of course, if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe. Now, the first photo from the set of this Flash and Supergirl musical crossover is that of Joe West and Martin Stein. But they're in different attire than what we are used to seeing their Earth 1 selves in. From what was stated from people on set, Malcolm Merlyn, that's right, Malcolm Merlyn, approaches the two characters, with Joe proceeding to say, "Hello, old friend," to Malcolm. And this is just before Malcolm begins to start spraying bullets from a Tommy gun towards them. What the hell is going on here? Now, John Barrowman, who plays Malcolm Merlyn, was in the green room for, the filming of this, and you can see him sitting on this chair. You don't actually see his whole body, but it's from his point of view. It's a weird observation for me to make, but it relates to this. You can see his shoes. They're old, not old-fashioned, but very, gangsterish shoes, and that's what he's playing in this crossover scene by the looks of it. So this just, adds more proof that he was there and he was wearing this attire, and he's probably going around shooting a Tommy gun towards Joe and Professor Stein. So, yeah. Now, the next few photos are exterior shots of the building they shot in front of, which is known as Moran's nightclub. And they have or will be filming scenes inside of it as well. You see these posters of performers outside of the nightclub, and Betty Dubney is actually involved in the costume side of the Flash. I'm not sure about the other three people's names who are on these posters as well. They might be people behind the scenes on Flash, but I know Betty Dubney is on the costume design side of things with the show. Obviously, you see these old-fashioned cars lining the streets outside of the nightclub, which do heavily suggest that we are not just at an old-fashioned club, but are in fact in the mid-1940s or something. Now, fans that were around the set at the time of filming did see both Grant Gustin, who plays Barry Allen, aka The Flash, as well as Melissa Benoist, who plays Supergirl, leaving the building posing as the nightclub. Both of them were dressed like they were from the 1940s or something like that, but Melissa Benoist was described specifically as looking like Peggy Carter from the Captain America stuff. But yeah, as I said earlier, what the hell is going on here? Well, I think it is pretty obvious that we are not in present time anymore, on Earth 1 at least. This could be on Earth 2, but then it would be hard to explain why Joe and Professor Stein are there, as both of their Earth 2 doppelgangers are dead. What I think is going on here is that Music Meister has affected Joe, Barry, and Kara, or Supergirl, and put them in some sort of hypnotic state where they end up in some alternative reality like we saw in the crossover episodes earlier this season. Obviously, I'm talking about the episode on Arrow, the 100th episode of Arrow, when Ollie, Thea, Ray, Diggle, and Sarah wake up in what is Ollie's perfect life. Whether the Music Meister can put himself in front of them in this reality is another question entirely. But it would explain why both Malcolm and Stein are there, seeing both of their characters are on Legends of Tomorrow at the moment. I think when they were initially announced, a lot of people were confused. Okay, does that mean Legends season is over by the time this episode airs? And they've basically said no. I think their finale airs 2 weeks after this crossover airs. So I think this is what's happening. It's an alternative reality where these characters can appear. And I don't think I'm the only one that is not surprised that Malcolm Merlyn is in fact a villain or a gangster in this scenario. This would also explain why in those photos from last week's video where we see Kid Flash, Cisco or Vibe, and Martian Manhunter, that there is no Flash or Supergirl to be seen, as they are in an unconscious state due to Music Meister. So why are they in the 1940s? I'm guessing it's just to have some fun throughout the episode, just like mix up the style of song that they're singing as well as the setting that the characters are in. You know, just letting them act differently than what you're used to seeing them. One question asked a lot in the videos based around the musical crossover is whether Music Master is from Earth 38, otherwise known as Supergirl's Earth, or if he is from Earth 1. Seeing the crossover starts on Supergirl, you would have to think Earth 38, but seeing in that future news report, it says that Music Master gets a 6-figure book deal, and that would sort of get you thinking that he is from Earth 1. Now, they could make it that he wants to come to Earth 1 because he doesn't like Earth 38 and he thinks Earth 1's better for his career ambitions, if you want to call it that. But the crossover apparently starts in the back half of the Supergirl episode, possibly like the last 5 to 10 minutes. You know, a bit longer than what we saw in the 4-night crossover, where it was basically like the last minute. So Cisco or Barry could contact Kara. You know, the Supergirl people come to Earth 1 at the end of their episode. We meet Music Master right at the end, and then it cuts off, whether that be that people get affected by him, or maybe he just says he's opening a line or something like that. And then that's where the Flash part of the crossover starts. But obviously it's just me guessing and presuming what's going to happen. They could do something completely different. I am very interested to see what Earth Music Master is from, because I think one of the big theories going around with him is that he is from Earth 38, but he wants to go to Earth 1 because he feels like it's where he belongs and where he can get rich and famous and stuff like that. And I think that's what his main goal is basically throughout the crossover. He just wants to be famous. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, it'd be very much appreciated. If you could leave a like on it. Let me know in the comment section below, do you think Music Master is from Earth 38 and he's coming to Earth 1 because he wants to be famous? Or do you think he's actually from Earth 1 and like Supergirl and all of the people from that show just get brought over from Cisco or Barry wanting their help? And what do you think is going on with like the whole 1940s thing? Do you think they're in like a hypnotic state and it's like an alternative reality like we saw with the Arrow thing? Or do you think Barry just randomly goes back to 1940 and all these people get taken back with him? It could be something random like that, but I think the easier way to explain it would just be the like hypnotic alternative reality state thing. But yeah, let me know what you think of all of that in the comment section down below. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys, and goodbye.